Alrighty, so today we're back onto Black Ops 6 and strap in here because this is going to be a ton of yapping. Firstly, before this video starts, I do just want to say thank you so much for all the support on the Doom series. I know that it's been super slow for the Doom streams recently. This whole week was a huge cluster of things. I had a ton of graphic design work to do for Wanted Goons. If you don't know, I am a part of Wanted Goons as a graphic designer and like pseudo content creator, but they are an esports org and we just have a ton of team announcements and a ton of esports stuff happening. So if you guys want to stay updated on any of that, their Twitter is in the description as well as their apparel. I designed that as well. So if you guys want to get some of that or just stay updated with that other side of my life, you can do that. But by no means at all is there any pressure to go and do that. Just kind of wanted to fill that in. And then there's also just been a ton of other life stuff and time crunching, whatever. So the Doom series is going to continue. I'm planning a longer stream on Sunday, and then hopefully we will finish it next Monday. We will have to see, but I have been having a ton of fun with Doom. Another thing that I've been having a ton of fun of, contrary to what the title suggests, is Call of Duty. I've been looking through my videos and I did check my last two videos and I still love that side of Call of Duty. I do love like that Easter egg feeling, that new COD feeling, the campaign specifically. I love that shit. I still have fun with that stuff and I'll talk about that towards the end of the video, but I do just want to say this isn't going to be too much of a negative video. I am kind of happy and relieved with where I'm at right now, but just want to get all that out of the way before we start talking about what kind of drove me to finally talk about this. So to get something out of the way right away, this video and this emotion that I'm kind of in right now isn't a result of the COD cycle. I know a ton of people on Twitter have kind of talked about Call of Duty fatigue and it being a natural part of the COD cycle, and although I believe that there is some merit to that, I know for a fact it's not what I'm experiencing here. Each year I play Call of Duty extensively. I go for the mastery camos, I play the campaigns, sometimes I try to 100% things. Like, it is just a fun game for me to enjoy. I can kind of turn my brain off and just kind of cruise through and play a game. But on top of just the gameplay mechanics of Call of Duty, I always loved the identity of COD in a sense. Obviously it's fluctuated through military sim, through like a futuristic thing going back to World War II, but it's always felt like an arcade grounded game. It was fun, it was arcadey, it wasn't too serious, it wasn't something that I had to take too serious, but it had enough like of character and personality of its own to kind of hold me. And that's what I think is the biggest turnoff for me right now. It feels like over the last 3 years, Call of Duty has always fluctuated up and down. That's the COD cycle. But for me, it's fluctuated up and down while going down. As if this was some kind of stocks chart, dude, it'd be in the red right now. And this is just a personal opinion for me. I've gone on Twitter and seen people that have been trashing COD ever since Black Ops 2, and I've gone on Twitter and I've seen people actually, you know, excited for these updates and these collaborations that come out each and every event. But that for me, I think, is where I'm kind of stuck and I'm kind of in this like gray zone of, am I really enjoying this? And honestly, I think my answer is no. I haven't been enjoying Call of Duty recently. And it's not just Black Ops 6, it's not Modern Warfare 2, or Modern Warfare 3, or Modern Warfare 2019. It's just COD in general. I think in the last 3 years specifically, COD is kind of losing that part that I love about it, which was its personality, or its personality in each game. Like, it still feels like a good game. The game feels good, the bones feel good, the gameplay feels good for the most part, but it's losing its like personality to me. I had a great conversation with a few of my friends that we play COD pretty routinely, and we kind of just talked about like the first 3 months of COD are something special. It really is. For me, the first 3 months of Call of Duty are some of the most fun I've ever had gaming. It's just a new game that comes out, you know, mechanics are familiar, but the storylines are different. Some of the, you know, aesthetics are different. The campaign is different. These things are, it's, you know, variation and repetition, but I love it. I really do love that side of Call of Duty, and that I don't think will ever change. I think I'm always going to have a blast playing through the campaign, unlocking the mastery camo, and just enjoying that first 3 months of COD. And this is where usually I think people say, okay, well now you're in the fun part of the COD cycle, now you're going to hate on it for the whole year until the new one comes around and then get excited. And in a sense that's correct. That is kind of how I feel with these things, but you guys have seen me throughout most of the CODs recently. I've played through the game pretty much every day of every week of every month every year. And I think with that, I've got a good grasp on how I truly feel about the game, and I don't think it resembles the COD cycle. I genuinely think that my most enjoyable part of COD is the arcade gameplay mixed with whatever personality it has for that year. I think those two things combined are why I love Call of Duty and why it was easy for me to just ride out a game for the whole year and still have fun. But as we've seen with the last, 2-3 CODs, I feel like Call of Duty is kind of giving up its personality for the year about 3 months in, and I think that's when I kind of start slowing down and enjoying it less and less. Black Ops 6 specifically was hitting me really hard right now, not only with me not enjoying the IPs of the, I guess, events or collaborations that they're doing, which, by the way, if you do enjoy these IPs and events, I'm sure that this is a blast for you. You probably are like looking forward to this and you love it. It's great. It's awesome to see your two favorite things come together, and I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. But I feel like Call of Duty is losing itself when trying to do that. Like, I know they're trying to probably chase that Fortnite train of the whole throw in a bunch of IPs, people are going to love the game because the gameplay is good, but the IPs, they can play with what they want, which is cool. But Fortnite, that has become like its personality in a sense, and they still add their own flair to those things. So I think that is really where I'm kind of just losing my oomph to play COD, is the more and more it turns into IP service. And even with the events, like, I don't mind when the events kind of go along with, IPs. The Warhammer 40k event was one of my favorites back in Modern Warfare 3, and I feel like it still didn't take away too much for the game, because after the event was done, the Warhammer stuff kind of fizzled out. And maybe it's only because I'm seeing the skins a little bit more in the game that I kind of feel like it's losing its personality a bit. But I feel like each update with this game is chasing what IP it wants to introduce and collaborate with, which, again, for something like a Fortnite, I think works very well, but it's just not meshing well with COD. And it's not the whole idea of, oh, well, you want it to be a military sim, or you want it to be a 90s Black Ops game, so you don't want anything that's not fun in it. That's not the case at all. Black Ops 4 was one of my favorite Call of Duties aesthetically, and a lot of that had like weird pirate skins. Advanced Warfare, another banger in my opinion, but all of those skins were made to be on COD characters. They were skins like Crazy Clowns or Octopi and stuff, but it still felt like it was made for that game. Whereas the IPs coming out now and a lot of the cel-shaded stuff, I don't feel like it's really branded for COD, and instead kind of just its own thing that they're shoehorning into the game just for the sake of sales, which it's just not doing it for me, I gotta be honest. And again, this isn't to take away from anyone enjoying the game at all. Like I said, I'm beyond happy to see people still enjoying a game throughout the entire year of its life cycle, the way I've done for COD for so many years. I still play Portal 2, man. I love games. I love games that have longevity and people enjoy playing them. That makes me super happy. I would never, ever want to take that away from anyone. But I just wanted to get on here and voice my opinions about a franchise that I've embedded so much of my life and my content career on, and kind of just weigh in on how I'm feeling about it and why it's not a horrible thing. I'm actually really content right now. I'm not bashing Call of Duty, and I'm not bashing anyone that has fun with Call of Duty or the IPs that Call of Duty is introducing, because if you make fun of one IP, you have to make fun of all of them. That's how I view it in my head. And there's IPs that get introduced to the games that I like. I'm not hating on that aspect. I just think that where I'm at right now with my enjoyment of Call of Duty is I enjoy it the most for the first 3 months, because that's the Call of Duty that I like. It gives you the world, you get to play in the world through campaign and multiplayer, you have the camo grind. Then after that, every now and then I tap in to do the events if I like the events. I gave myself kind of this pressure for the last couple of CODs to do every single event, and even though I'm trying to chill out on it, I still found myself doing the events. And again, that's an own personal problem of mine, but I think that pressure burned me out from Call of Duty and kind of being excited about some of the updates, or maybe just respecting some of the updates that come in through the IPs. And for that reason, I think that I'm kind of just burnt out of COD. So I think that's really the best way to categorize how I'm feeling about Call of Duty, is I'm not having fun with it anymore, and I don't think that it's anything that has to deal with the COD cycle. I think it's just the moments that I love in COD the most are playing the campaign, being introduced to the world, and playing around in the world while I grind the camos. That's like my go-to. I love that. That's my bread and butter. You guys have seen that. I think the first time I started posting that was back in Modern Warfare 2019, but I've gone from it all the way from Black Ops 3 up until now. That's what I love to do. And I think that kind of being real with myself there and telling myself that and coming to that I guess, conclusion is a really healthy thing, because now I can go forward and enjoy variety games and enjoy COD without feeling burnt out from these things. Like the title says, it's okay to not have fun with COD right now, and I don't. This is kind of the part of Call of Duty season that I get a little burnt out, and I'm just not having as much fun with it because I don't have what I want to do available in the game. You know, the campaign was completed, I did the camo grinds, I experienced the world that they have, and it's just not doing it for me anymore. You guys have seen it with my Doom series recently. I've been enjoying variety games a ton. I can't get over playing these games. I'm constantly looking forward to playing games like Doom, playing Portal, going through the Lego games again. Like, I'm so excited to do variety gaming and not feel like this pressure that I have to adhere to all the Call of Duty stuff, that I think it's a really healthy medium. So with all the yapping out of the way, I think what I'm trying to say is I'm not having fun on Call of Duty right now, because about this time of the year, Call of Duty for me kind of pulls too far away from its personality of the year and of the game, and I think that that is perfectly okay. A lot of people will ride out COD for the rest of the year because they like the IPs and it introduces something fresh, and I love that for people. I will never take that away. That is fantastic. But for me, I always love being in that world, and that's my favorite part about gaming, is feeling like I'm in that world, and I'll go from world to world, and that's why you guys see me having so much fun with variety games. I don't think that there's anything bad with enjoying COD and its trajectory recently, and when I mentioned earlier about the graph going up and down but it being in the red, I meant for personal enjoyment. That's not how I view COD at all, because I've seen a lot more people enjoy the game a lot more than I ever had, and I've seen a lot more people not feel the same way as they ever had. It's a new generation, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that at all. I love video games, I'm passionate about video games, and I just really wanted to voice my opinion on a video game series that has meant so much and transformed so much, and kind of how I've been digesting it recently and why it's okay. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for listening to me yap a ton, and I just hope that you guys are having fun with video games, and if you've been like me and you feel like you've had this pressure to stay in COD, that it's okay to drop it for a little bit and be burnt out and play something else. I think that is super healthy, and I think that that's a very important thing to realize and be honest with in a world right now where everything is, yes, you have to love this and only play this, or no, you don't enjoy it, so you have to be ruthless to it and tear it down. I think that that is just the dumbest opinions to have on things, and I've always kind of used this channel as a way to document my emotions or my feelings about things, and I think now I'm more comfortable doing that than ever. So this was just me kind of getting this thought out, and I guess accepting to myself that COD isn't fun right now for me, and that's perfectly okay. So thank you guys so much again for all the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.